I trust this will suffice.
God smiles upon the generous.
Oh, away with you! Back to your cesspit, beggar! A land grotesque as its people. You dreamt of utopia. You saw the tribes united as one.
Oh.
That dream died long ago. You should have done the same. Your kingdom will perish alongside you. By my hand.
I cannot fathom it. His Majesty killed in his own bed.
The blooms upon the prince's grave had yet to wilt. Without an heir to wear the crown, what will become of the royal magic?
Thus vulnerable, an invasion might undo us.
From within or without, the state hangs on a precipice. It may even come to civil war.
In dark times, we must stand together.
Your Eminence.
Who could do this?
Few could even enter the king's chambers, let alone draw close. And yet,
His Majesty's arcane power could deflect near any blade. With all the royal bloodline's magic, who could harm him at all?
Shadows stir in the castle just as they did with the prince. What hellbound soul could end a royal life? Who would dare such atrocity? Huh?
Luis.
A shame to die with no heirs. The prince was taken too soon. And only a king may wield the royal scepter, the very crux of his vaunted bloodline's magic, which made such a fine deterrent to war. One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the throne?
Welcome, guys, to the start of a new Let's Play as Atlus mashes two of its major series together in Persona and SMT to make a fantasy as we start a first playthrough of Metaphor ReFantazio. With rave reviews having come out of this game, a nomination of Game of the Year also coming towards it, it's been a bit on our backlog due to all the other things we had planned, all those Nintendo franchises, but as soon as I could get around to it, I was really excited to, because as I understand it, it is a gritty experience. Very much more along the SMT lines of battles, with that Persona-esque kind of everyday feel. So, I'm looking to see what the blend of the two can really bring for us in the Let's Play to come. I'm up here in the smallest camera ever to make sure I fit in with the UI and don't block over anything important, shutting up during the cutscenes, of course, and ready to speak all the non-spoken dialogue. We're looking to go through the game, of course, at 100%, or as much as I can do in a first playthrough, not looking at guides, etc. and just trying to be thorough with things. The only other thing to say is that I've turned down the music volume at the behest of the Twitch audience, because of course this is live on Twitch and cut up in episodic format for the YouTube, just because the voice is hard to hear over it. It is at the absolute full volume I can give it. So with that said and with that done, I hope you enjoy the story, the adventure that's about to unfold. Let's set the scene by pressing new game and get into the action, shall we? Let the story unfold.
Who's there? I can feel you watching me from a place beyond my sight. Whoever you are, please tell me. Does our world pique your interest? Pardon my curiosity, but would you tell me your name? That is to say, tell me who you really are. The one who meets my eyes across a strange threshold.
To be honest, it is who I really am, the name Olizandri, versus, you know, your government name, what you've been really given. It's the name I've chosen, so it's the name I choose to represent myself for many, many years now, so it really is who I truly am. I'm not hiding behind a name, in a sense. We will name the protagonist later.
Ah, a most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world. Which suggests to me you might reside in a world beyond ours. It is a curious thing that in your eyes, my entire world is but the dawn of a story yet untold. Or to put it another way, this is a fantasy. But can it truly be dismissed as something so far removed from you? If indeed you wish to cross to our world for a time, I would first ask that you indulge one question. Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation?
No. But probably not for the reason you're about to cite. I'd say that fantasies take on their own life after a time. Some fantasies that are in, you know, fiction, etc., just can't die. They just take on new lives here, there, and everywhere, get recreated even though the original creator is dead. Fantasies have power themselves to constantly keep generating upon themselves.
More than wishful thinking, more than fiction. Something capable of affecting the realities beyond its bounds. This must be what you believe. I confess, my own answer still eludes me. But consider, if fantasy is born from hope, a desire to make the world better than it is, then that hope can be made manifest. Thus does change come, and thus is fantasy forged into a new reality. Perhaps the story about to unfold before you will tell us. I'm thoroughly invested now myself, so let this tale begin.
Standard difficulty where battles will thrill and challenge. This difficulty can be changed later on, so we can always turn it up if we want to by the look of it. Regicide is a high-risk, high-reward mode for only battle-hardened vet players, but that seems to be not able to be selected. Hard is for players who want intense battles. We've got easy, want to breeze through battles, as storyteller, where battles pose no threat of death. Let's start on intended.
Looks like we're in the clear. The capital's just through this desert.
Is it true then? The king is dead? Aye, and the guards are more concerned with the funeral than keeping the roads safe. So now the monsters are roaming in broad daylight. No soldiers to stop them.
Monsters, huh? I've certainly been hearing the stories.
To say nothing of the vacant throne. There's a storm coming, mark my words. That much is certain.
What's the problem?
They're bandits!
Come on, let's see some respect for the militia! Us folk, we're commoners! No crown or church will save us! But Lord Luis will save us one and all. All we ask is a little tribute. You're with us or against us? And if you're against us...
An igniter? How did they get one of those?
Come on! Hey, keep it moving! Hurry it up! Next one!
Huh? Look at you. What have we got here? He's an elder.
So he is. No horns, no knife ears.
Filthy gremlin like you. What you got in the capital? Oh, what's this? Looks like you've been holding out on us, boy.
Hold it! Should have listened to us, chum. Now fall in line! Unless you want to get stuck like us.
You drew steel. I take it you are prepared to die by it.
Stand aside!
Ugh, this place already feels like a death trap. You hear all that stuff about Lord Luis saving us? Hey, you okay? You still got all your limbs attached? Well, at least they didn't figure out our mission. Definitely could have gone worse.
What mission? Do I act amnesic from the start? Do you know what? I'll pretend. I'll fake it till I make it. Are you alright?
Are you alright?
Been worse. And from the sounds of it, you're about the same. You do know that if anyone finds out who we really are, it's all over, right? The mission's more important than either of our lives. If we screw this up, there's no going back.
He talks.
Think we'll make it?
You don't look hurt though, so that's good news. You can move, right? I'm thinking we should find a place where we can see the whole area. Basic controls. Use L to move, hold R2 while moving to dash, press circle to dodge enemy attacks. Some actions you can perform and their corresponding controls are displayed at the bottom of the screen. You can use the minimap to see which way to go. You can view tutorials you've seen before in the main menu. Thank you very much, Lee.
Let's go.
I told you didn't tell me how to attack, which is square. Sprint then. There we go. Minimap is on R1. Wait, I'm sensing something close. Don't move.
Watch out.
Yeah, those look especially dangerous, so watch out. I don't think they've noticed us yet, though. Tutorials. Press L2 to use phase sight. This ability lets you see what Gallica senses in the environment. When you see an enemy you've never confronted before, it will show up as unknown. Prepare as best as you can.
Okay.
Avoid the enemies and head for high ground. Just follow that cliff on your right. Well, that's where all these are. Oh, there's even bigger things over there. What about left? Left looks safer.
Yep, we're safe here.
Avoid all the enemies. Oh, okay. What happens if I don't?
It's all clear.
I take it the sand things are enemies too. Yeah. Follow the cliff to my left.
Watch out!
Be careful, they're everywhere. You're telling me that looks like a manticore type guy over there.
No, looks like they found us.
We can't. I'm running for a field, and I'm very obvious.
Look. just checking, but you do remember what we're here to do, right?
Now, is honesty... refresh my memory, yes, please. I mean, just to double check. I did have a big fall.
Right. What am I doing again?
Oh, I don't know. The mission that's more important than our own lives? First, we get to the royal capital and get you enlisted as a guardsman at the army's recruitment center. This could decide the fate of the whole country. We either do our jobs or we die. And if it's all the same to you, I'd rather stay alive. So we've got to see this mission through. Come on. We don't want the sun to go down on us in the wastes. Let's pull ourselves together and get back on the road. You know what they say. Anxiety breeds the world's cruelest monsters. I mean, fairies say that at least. I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right?
Right.
It is as though music is playing directly in my mind. The effect of Gallica's magic is inspiring.
Music was the first magic this world ever knew, after all. Makes the road a little easier. Look!
Look at what? Big building?
Over there!
That's a road, isn't it? What a relief. Grand Trad is already in sight.
Let's go.
Almost there. Let's keep moving and try to stay out of sight.
Got a sec?
I think that's the Grand Cathedral over there. It's big enough to use as a landmark. Well, okay. We got memorandums as well. Music and magic. An unusual variety of magic that causes the listener to become aware of their state of mind through the form of sound and music. Their state of mind. So we've got you along as a personal MP3 player. As it is a modest form of magic with seemingly no utility on the battlefield, it's considered a meaningless, trifling skill in society and is thus rarely used. I don't know. Seems a pretty damn cool ability to me. Gauntlet runner. Oh, that's what the thing was. I was like, something made by Terry Gilliam. Often called runners as shorthand, a general term for magic-powered semi-automated vehicles designed for traversing the wastelands and either overcoming or circumventing local wildlife threats and magical phenomena. Traveling the wilds on foot or even in a lightly armed carriage has historically been incredibly dangerous, making any long-distance trips a life-threatening risk. Okay. Well, off we go then. I can see that it's not that good to be in caravans, because that's more than one caravan we can see that's been totaled in the near surroundings.
It's all clear.
And I take it the route wants to take me through the shinies, right? Is this my state of mind to go hee-ha-hee-ha-her? I'll take it as a yes.
Useful, I say grab it.
So where are we going?
Stay vigilant. These ones aren't messing around.
To the red marker, yeah? This is bad. What is?
Not good. Run for it.
This land of 8 tribes and 3 nations, all blessed by the power of magic. The United Kingdom of Uchronia. The year is 785. Uchronia is shaken to the core by the sudden death of its king. Anxiety breeds dissent among the tribes. Disparities tear them apart, and no mortal mind remembers the heroic tales upon which their land was built. By this story of fantasy, may this faded world be painted anew.
O great seeker, bearer of fantasy empowered. Hear my wish and come forth from thy epoch of glory to grant me thy guidance.
Whoa, just look.
Whoa.
Get on with it then! Drop the dog! Hang him dead! Please! I've done nothing wrong! Lying dog! Don't try to deny it! You trample the law for the fun of it!
Let it be known, for misuse of an igniter, you will hang by the neck until dead!
Yeah!
There's no way that crowd was going to listen to anything a Paribus said.
Such a shame. Might you spare some coin? Bless you. Oh,
careful!
Hurry!
Don't you have any street smarts? Come on, kid! Look, we're not tourists here. We gotta stay focused.
Right.
You noticed back on the wagon? You might be the only elder here, in the whole city even. The capital's incredible. Just look at all the different tribes. You never see this kind of diversity out in the countryside. Not that it's very balanced. I see more Plamars and Roussants than anyone else. Which means a dopey Elder kid's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Try to keep your head down, okay?
Hey, did you hear what they're saying about His Majesty? They say it wasn't illness at all. I heard it was foul play, assassination.
Shh, careful who hears you say that.
But it's just like the prince, isn't it? They say he was attacked in the dead of night. A war of succession is coming, I tell you.
Sounds like monsters have been prowling the countryside. They're sending the guard out to deal with them. The army's really gone to hell. It's a far cry from when we had Count Luis at the helm, I'll tell you that much.
Hard to see how the nation can come back from this.
We'd not have to ask if the prince was still alive.
The king dead, his son stricken. Are there none left to bear the weight of the crown?
We've done all in our power, but not even the kingdom's best. The saint could purify this affliction.
Over 10 years he has languished under this curse. How much longer can his body hold out? No doubt his highness would protest. But since he cannot, we have no choice. For the man who cursed his highness and murdered our king, there can be no mercy. I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there? This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
Hey, are you listening? Well, I guess I can't blame you for feeling nostalgic. You and the prince were pretty close. Anyway, getting to the capital was only the beginning. Now comes the real high-stakes part. You gotta go get enlisted, so you can meet up with our operative. Remember, nobody here knows who we are. Nobody here knows the prince might still have a claim to the throne. That means if we get busted, that's it. Nobody's gonna save us. Step 1. Let's figure out where the recruitment center is. Shouldn't be too hard, considering the need for soldiers. So?
Do you know where we're going? Feel free to admit that you're lost and ask me for advice. What to know in town? Press R1 to open the local map. If you're unsure of what to do, try pressing triangle. Gallica always has good ideas, or so she thinks. I'd love to hear your name said out loud to confirm. But we need to talk about you as well. There doesn't seem that many fairies going around the place. Floating around, if that is what they are. Saving, press up in safe areas like towns to save your progress.
Whatever will I do?
Whatever will I do? I do not know. Well, let's begin checking out this place, shall we? It is Waters Day, afternoon. 0602. Which one's month and which one's day? 06 or the 02? I guess I'll put that in time. It's 23 Celsius. It's balmy. And I'm glad to see that they are an enlightened people who use Celsius. Oh, the king died, so what? We're not. We have Sanctifex Forden on our side, do we now? Do we talk to you, gossipy people? Why is there an elder in this sacred capital?
But what is there to do now?
That was no ordinary animal. There were traces of something gargantuan crawling about after all. So many rumors concerning monsters in the wasteland. Why, it's all you hear about these days.
That's
true, but I read about them in Julian's book. It claims there aren't any near the royal capital yet.
That's terribly unfair.
It's terribly unfair that they're not near the capital yet? So anyone with things above their head is also dialogue. Here we are, Grand Trap. Frankly, I don't have good things to say for how Parapus treated here. We know, we don't need you telling us. We got attacked by a monster in our hometown. We had no choice but to come here. Regardless of how we're treated here, we got to make it work. All the Parapuses, eh? And others. How many different ear types are there? Look like a bear.
Oh my, what to do?
Royal feud. I know you can run over.
An elder?
Elder, you walked all the way here. Don't tell me you ran into some trouble, huh? Oh, hold on, probably kicked out the carriage, were you? My sympathies. That's being elder for you, I suppose. So wait, is this music then is also my state of mind? This is how I perceive things at this point in time? This is how my mind translates the sight I see before me? Hi, pigeons.
Elder rubbish.
Hell is an elder doing here, ruining my buzz. Flippin' hell. You have to believe me, I saw it with my own 2 eyes. A monster was attacking the town and... Come now, if any of that were true, the army would have already been dispatched. Enough with your daft stories.
That's terrible.
You probably just got spooked by a wild dog and mistook it for a monster. A normal man would have just moved on, yet here you are harping on about it.
Idiot peasant.
Oh my god, this guy's really mean to me.
Whatever will I do?
I talked to you already?
Ugh, come on.
Ah, it's an elder! What's wrong with me being here? Isn't it obvious? The church has made it clear. The elder wield devilish magic, defies the teachings of sanctism. Devilish magic, she says. If you were so magical, I doubt you'd have it so hard in life. She's aggravating, but let's not cause a scene. Devilish magics. Why is there an elder in Grand Trad? You keep trying to tell me stuff, by the way. We don't have time for detours right now. If you're lost, check your map. Just go straight down the main street. You should find the recruitment center. As Biet gives us up, thank you very much. Who else to speak to? There's someone over the road. Seems the people with dialogue boxes in their head are more important than the people with just chat above their head.
Simply amazing.
Look over there. You can see the royal palace. No, wait, that's not right. That's where the Grand Cathedral is. At least I assume so, since it's off the main street.
And what is it?
Seems to me sanctism is the real privileged thing around here, even more so than the monarchy. Who are you, incredibly pink person?
So you?
An elder, huh? Pretty unusual in these parts. Oh, not trying to be rude. Just mind yourself. The city ain't the friendliest to us inferiors. I appreciate the advice, I guess, then. Yeah, be careful, or they'll get you too. Just like all of us, Parapus. So, I guess Parapus is any type of ears. Yes, Parapus has many types of ears. Shady woman who does not want to speak. Thanks. With a good old ...
You little bastard.
Imbecile of a driver, how long will this take? Can't help but notice we passed the recruitment center back there. Bet I could register for the army fast and this carriage can exit the city. So hurry it up before I put a bounty on your horse's head. Now, sir, please have patience. With the royal funeral approaching, foot traffic is at an all-time high. I do like to talk around to get more of the world. So we will be chatting when we can. But it looks like we're reaching where we need to go.
Look at that. The new model's out now. I could be out there slinging spells like a master if I had one of those.
I guess that's the big city for you. Everyone and their mother has a magic igniter. So many different types, too.
Now I want one.
Now I want one for myself.
Yeah, until you see the price tag. Can't imagine what it's like having to wave around some shiny stick to use magic. Me? I can whip out magic anytime I like. And I can even see the Magla in the air. Though, I'm not exactly an archmage.
Wonders never cease. A fairy and an elden child. Are you new to our fair city? Well, I suggest you keep a low profile. Trust me when I say you don't want to catch the eyes of the lords and ladies. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I run this humble shop. Are you in the market for an igniter? Here's something that might catch a foreigner's eye. This is modeled after the royal scepter and would make the perfect souvenir.
I mean, it also matches my color scheme, to be fair, I realize. The royal scepter?
The royal scepter?
You've really never heard of it. Wow. Where do I even start?
A symbol and instrument of the crown's sovereignty. Passed down through generations. If you believe the legends, it houses incredible magic. World-shattering power. More practically, you might call it the world's most potent magic igniter. And in the king's hands, it was enough of a deterrent to stave off invasion.
Now he's dead. With no living heir either.
Tragic, isn't it? Kingly magic is of little use without a king. You picked a bad time to visit, boy. I don't know why you're here, but there's trouble brewing.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'll keep that in mind.
A word of caution, then. Your survival is your own responsibility.
Well, that was unnecessarily ominous. She has a point, though. We'll need to be careful. Anyway, we don't have time to hang around chatting with the locals. We've got a recruitment office to find.
I'm sure it doesn't match my color scheme for exactly no reason, though.
Let's head there.
I mean, it is bang on the... It's not far off the same shade of blue. It might be lighting as well, I don't know. The gold was the same as that gold band on my head. And then, like, we've got some great bits as well, which fits the pole perfectly. Like, totally maybe nothing to get out of that. Maybe nothing. I mean, to be honest, I'd be more interested in finding out what my heterochromia is about. Design means stuff, right?
This is a joy!
Do the Lyco and Magic Association's igniters have to be so damn expensive? I suppose all magic igniters are pretty costly. Hey, mate, maybe I'll lodge a complaint with the shop owner. You know, like I did at the exchange earlier? Well, the shop is owned by Brigitte Lycoen. I heard she isn't one to be trifled with. Regardless, I'm a paying customer. Let me speak with her. Brigitte? Lycoen? Is that correct? We'll find out in time.
You are.
Oh, the recruitment place. Go down the street towards the cathedral and it'll be the building on the left. You looking to enlist as a soldier? Not as ever worked for elders, I guess. Don't make assumptions. The assumption is correct. If I'm asking to go there. What, nothing left to say? Then move along. Irritating little shite. I've given you more than enough. Oh, I didn't mean to insult you, man. I mean, you just pegged me.
The
royal funeral for His Majesty the King will be held at the Grand Cathedral. Naturally, His Eminence Fordham will be in attendance as well. You may gather at the Grand Cathedral on the day of the event.
Oh God, grant me guidance.
So it's further up than here, though this is a place.
Close your eyes.
According to the symbol there. It's a beautiful church, but now's not a great time to pray. Why not?
What am I to do?
Nobody expected His Majesty's passing. There's no heir either. The Sanctus Church had him wrapped around their finger. He was as good as dead to begin with. My concern is how the annexed countries will react when they discover the royal bloodline is no more. I hope we can avoid a civil war.
Leave it out, mate.
Are you chatting? Or someone else? Not much of an army without Count Louis? So you say.